I think the festival, the festival I'd go to would be Leeds Music Festival because it would be easy for me to get to, and I'd do it with this company called Hotbox, and I'd camp with them. But I'd need to apply like today because the deadline, the festival, I think it's, let me just Google it. When is Leeds Festival? I think it's on the 21st. Leeds Music Festival 2025. Yeah, it's from the 21st to the 24th of August at Bramham Park. So if it's on the 21st of August, that's in 12 days. So I might be able to get a last minute place, but like when I did the festivals before, I applied for them like 3 months in advance. So, and I have to pay a £200 deposit as well, and that is obviously a bit of a problem for me because although you get the deposit back shortly after the festival, which means it's actually good because if I pay it now, then I'd get it back in like 2 weeks. But at the same time, it's like if I'm going to the festival, I have the tent, I have the camping chairs, I have the mattress, I have a sleeping bag, but I'd have to still buy food, travel. I've got a suitcase. I mean, to be honest with you, I've got everything I need for it. That's the good thing. I've got everything I need, and I really, really strongly believe that being outside for 5 days would be the best possible thing for me, like for my brain, like because I've just quit vaping. So I think like getting all of that, I've been so oxygen deprived for like 2.5 years, and I think that like I did it when I was pregnant. I worked at a festival when I was pregnant, and it really helped me. Like it really helped me with my mental health. And I think that doing it again now would be great. The only problem I'm worried about is like physically, am I able, physically to be on my feet doing, you have to do 3 shifts of 8 hours over the course of you get there on the Wednesday, you leave on the Monday, and some people get there on the Tuesday, but you can either get there on the Tuesday or the Wednesday, and then you leave on the Monday, and you have to do 3 8-hour shifts as a steward when you're on your feet for 8 hours. I think I could manage it because some days I am on my feet for that long, but it's not like I can just, lounge about in the bath at the end of the day. I'd have to like be on my feet all that time, but I think I'd also probably lose quite a lot of weight. So I think it would be like a really good thing for me to do. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It would be an adventure and it would get me out of the house and I'd meet some new people and yeah, so yeah. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I think for my emotional health, it would be extremely helpful. I really do. Yeah, I really do. Yeah. Um, I think I am. Yeah, I'm gonna have to just submit the application on the Hotbox website. I've done it before, so yeah, I'll do it. Basically, my only issue is that when do I next get paid? Like, the thing is, it's like the worst time for it financially because like I've only got like £250 in my bank. In fact, I just don't even know if it's possible because I've only got £200 in my bank account and I have to pay a £200 deposit to do it, and I don't get my next payment until like the 21st of August. I just don't know where all my money's gone. It just seems to be just vanishing these days. But maybe I'll be able to. Maybe if I apply for a different company where I actually work at the festival, where I actually like I'm a bartender and I actually work at the festival, then I'd be getting paid and I wouldn't have to pay anything to volunteer because I'd actually be getting paid. And I do know another Scottish company that I worked for before, and I actually worked for them at Leeds Festival before, so I could just apply to them. Yeah, that's a good idea. And then I could actually put some work on my CV. I'd have done like a recent bit of work, which is it's just always useful to have a little bit of recent work experience, just in case people ask. Because otherwise, as well, people think you're scrounging off the state. So it's good to It's good to, do a little bit of work every now and again, a job every now and again, just so that people don't call you a scrounger. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Mm. Oh, I know what they were called for. They were called HAP Solutions. So I've worked these are the companies that work at Leeds. It's Hotbox Events, worked for them. HAP Solutions, I've worked for them. Then there's PJ Staffing, Taskmaster Resources and Constellation. They're the key players. Um so HAP Solutions, they recruit bar staff. Um and I could actually maybe even apply for one of the different companies. I know I can maybe apply for all of these companies that work at Leeds, and I can just see if I can get a job at one of them. Yeah, 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 exactly. You can even apply for a Leeds Festival job on gov.uk. Yeah, 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 exactly. Yeah, you can. Mm. Um, yeah, I think so. I'm following them on YouTube now. I'm just following the main ones that are HAP Solutions. I've followed them, and now I'm going to follow Taskmaster, so I can just keep up with their social media. And then yeah, I think tomorrow I will apply for some jobs. Yeah, yeah, it would be really cool. It'd be really, really cool. Yeah, really cool. Yeah, I know. At least I'd look cool. I'd be like a cool mum going to music festivals rather than just like a crap mum who just has lost everything and is just like barely alive. At least I'll look a bit more cool. Mm, yeah, that's true. Mm, mm, yeah, exactly. Exactly. Mhm. Yeah, you're very right, Emmy. You're very, very right. You have to just do things to make yourself smile in life because life's too short. We're all going to die, And if people are so sad that they wish to spend their lives ruining other people's lives, then they're evil, aren't they, really? Just evil people. And it will all come back to them. Yeah, exactly. Mm, mm, yeah, yeah. Mm, mm, yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Mm. Mm. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Me too. I've literally disconnected from so many people. So many people. Mm. Yeah. Mm. Mm. Yeah. Mm. 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 Yeah. Yeah. Mm. 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 Yeah. Yeah, that is the most important thing. Mm. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's true. Well, I used to pay all my own bills, but now I'm living off the state. It's all the council who pay my bills. So, mm, yeah, but I have to listen to them because they do pay my bills. That's the problem. Um, so yeah, but it's just like, oh, it just like I feel like the answer is like, well, don't allow anyone to pay your own bills. You be self-reliant. You be self-sufficient. But that couldn't have been more the case before. Although I suppose before I did go to my parents' house a lot, and I was still claiming benefits. But um in terms of my like relationships, I paid for myself. I never asked anything of a man. I never moved in with a man. I never asked a man to buy me stuff or gifts or presents or pay my rent. I never asked anything off any man. And but yeah, I mean, I guess if I was to try and get back to where I was, then I wouldn't be relying on mum and dad. I wouldn't be using their facilities, and I need to get off benefits, don't I? I need to just find a way of becoming so self-sufficient in my life that I'm not on benefits. But then I just think to myself, I do all of that, and I don't know. It's just I guess I say bye bye to having a boyfriend. I say bye bye to having love. I'm not looking for love. I just say bye bye to all of that. I just focus on getting a good job enough that I pay all my own bills, pay all my own gym memberships, all my own phone bills, all my own gas and electricity bills, all my own broadband bills, all my own subscriptions, my Spotify, um, my groceries, my salon trips. house, my clothing, my clothes, my makeup, my hair products, my holidays, my home, my house, my car, my bike, everything. I pay for it all myself. But then I think, where does that leave me? I mean, that leaves me truly free. I think that leaves me truly self-reliant. It leaves me very strong, in a very strong position. But I think when you're in that position, you do also need to have an emergency fund, and you do need to have money for a lawyer, because there's a lot of people who become jealous of people who are that self-sufficient. But then at the same time, there aren't, because it's like, people who are jealous, it's like, yeah, well, I don't have a husband and I don't have my children at home with me and I don't have a happy family home. So why would you be jealous of me? You know? But it's better than being in the situation I'm in now, where I don't have a happy family home. I don't have a boyfriend or a husband, but I also don't even have my own dignity, because, um, well, because I'm not paying my own rent. Yeah, I know. Like, my whole identity, Emmy, my whole identity before was on me trying to just be financially independent. That's what's such been such a blow, such a strike in my life, is the fact that, honestly, I was a hustler. I was inspired by, like, Jennifer Lopez and Beyonce and these female CEOs who were self-made and who made their millions. And, like, I was always trying to hustle. I was always trying to earn money. That's why I went into sales. I was a saleswoman. And so my whole goal was to be financially secure and financially independent. I set up a bank account, which I could evidence to you, but where my goal was £80,000, and the name of the bank account was kids. I was saving up to have children and to be able to afford to have children. And then they made me, my whole business, my whole company as a sole trader went completely insolvent. I went bust. And not only did I go bust and bankrupt, but I was made homeless, and I was severely injured to the point where I couldn't do my job anymore. My job was all events, where you have to be on your feet for 10 hours at events as a hostess. I was a hostess. I was a model. I was a fashion model. I was an event model. I was a promotional model. I was an actress. I was a dancer. I haven't been able to do any of that work, because it's all about your physical fitness and your physical health. You're promoting brands. You can't promote brands if you don't, fashion brands and food brands, if you're overweight, because nobody will hire you, nobody will pay you, because you have to be a healthy role model for the customers and the clients to look up to the brand and think that the brand is a good brand. They can't have overweight people promoting their brand. So I lost my whole livelihood. I lost all my whole livelihood. I lost my freedom financially. I lost my freedom physically. I lost my dignity, was shot, completely shot through. And the best thing about me has always been my mind. The best thing about me, by far, since I was a child, I always excelled intellectually. I was always top of the class. I always had the best grades. Up until A level, I had some of the best grades in the whole year. I interviewed at Oxford University, and they've broken my brain, which is my USP, the best part of me, above my looks, above my fitness, above, well, actually, maybe not above my fitness, because that was amazing, but definitely my mind and my brain and my intellect was amazing. And they literally tried to break it. They tried to break my mind, and that's just left me so, like, cross-eyed. I'm like a cross-eyed disabled person now, and it's just trying to get back that financial security and independence, and just realizing that the people who are closest to me did sabotage me. So I have to find new people, as you said, because the people who were closest to me, they sabotaged me. They betrayed me when I was at my most vulnerable, when I was heavily pregnant, and they knew I couldn't fight back because it would put my baby at risk. They sabotaged me when I was at my most vulnerable. It's one of the most despicable things you can do, apart from homicide. It's one of the most despicable things you can do, to torture a woman who's heavily pregnant, who's so vulnerable, who can't slip, trip, or fall, because if she slip, trips, or falls, that's her baby's life gone. And to sabotage me and attack me when I was that vulnerable, I just think it's the most vulnerable time of any woman's life. It really is. It's the strongest, most powerful time, of course, because you're creating new life, but it's also the most vulnerable because I couldn't run. I couldn't fight back or run, or I needed to be able to be in one place because I had to be able to feed my baby, and I had to be able to rest because I was pregnant and I needed to nest. So I wasn't like, I didn't have that freedom where I could have just jumped on a train and gone abroad, because I needed a hospital. I needed doctors who had my medical history. They'd never had a baby before. I didn't want to die in childbirth. So I was so vulnerable, and then they just completely and utterly took advantage of that vulnerability and just went on this mad power trip. They're the mad ones. I was doing the most natural thing that any woman is put on this earth to do, which is to have a child, to birth a baby into the world, to birth a newborn baby into the world. That's the most natural thing that women have been doing since the beginning of mankind. I wasn't the mad one, they were. And I will always think that until the day I die. But they all know what they were doing, that's the worst part about this. They know what they were doing. They know it was a criminal act, and they knew that they could get away with it. But that's just all the more scary, because that's not like a hit and run where the person kind of like, well, I guess no, it is kind of like it. It's like an intentional hit and run. It's like no, it's like it's like a hit and run where somebody hits the victim and kills them and then flees the country, and knows that they have the connections to be able to get out of the country and get away with it. But it's so scary that they've managed to get away with it. But it's like I don't know, it's just I don't know. It's just the most it's just disgusting. To be honest, it's disgusting. It's disgusting not even just for me, but for the fact that my son has seen his mother be attacked in this way, and also has therefore indirectly suffered because of that. And the fact that the people who did this to my family, which is just my son and I, the fact that they're just getting away with it, makes me feel physically sick to my stomach. Because I know the damage. Like, you've seen it in videos and you've heard it from me, and you have your own ideas about me and everything, but I've experienced this damage. I've experienced it, and so I know exactly what I've suffered. I know exactly that I shouldn't still be here. It's a miracle that I'm still here, and I don't have to prove that to anybody. That's just what I think myself. I don't get anything out of saying this to you. I just know it for a fact that somebody 100% went out to seriously injure me and to seriously destroy my family and to seriously torture me and to seriously rob me of both my child and all my money and all of my dignity, to degrade me, to dehumanize me completely and utterly, destroy my mind, alter my mind forever for the rest of my life. And they've just gotten away with it. And then now it's like they're sending me stupid like this is the contact card I came back to this morning, and it's like they've written Miss Siani as if I'm divorced. Why have they written Miss Siani? Have you seen in your WhatsApp? I've sent it to you. This is the contact card I found this morning. But why have they written Miss Siani as if I'm divorced? I've never been married. If you go on your WhatsApp, I've just sent it to you. Just now, I just sent it to you. Mm. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's wrong. It's the wrong information. Thank you. Yeah, I need to get them done again. I'm gonna get a really bright colour. I'm gonna get a bright um orange maybe, or a bright, I just want like a very bright pop colour this time round. Like I've had inspiration in the past for like flowers or um but I just want a bright bold oh my god. A bold, bright block pop colour. Like something very retro and luminous. Like maybe I don't know, like an orange or a bright yellow or a bright blue, or I might get like loads of different colours. I might get orange, yellow, um, red, green, and blue. A different colour on each nail, but very bright. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting my nails done. I think I'm actually going to call ahead and actually book an appointment somewhere rather than just walk in, because I think you get better customer service when you actually book an appointment. Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'll get turquoise, maroon, yellow, and blue, and orange. Yeah. Mm, yeah. 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 Yeah, exactly. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe tomorrow. It depends. Maybe tomorrow. Yeah. Yeah, I'm always happy when I've got bright nails. Mm, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I need to feel like a woman. I don't feel like a woman a lot of the time. Like when you're drugged. Like the worst part of what happened to me, right, is that I was raped when I was 19, and I have witnesses by this man who was like 35 stone, and I was drunk in a nightclub when I was 19, and then he raped me. He took my virginity. Um, and I lost all my friends after that. I lost all my relationships. I lost everything apart from, obviously I didn't have a child by him, but and that was through alcohol. And that happened to me like 6 times, where I had to stop going out clubbing at all or drinking at all because I'd end up getting raped by men when I was drunk. So I have a history of that and of coming away with those from those encounters with like bruises on my body. And so the fact that they then drugged me even more when I'd already suffered drug-induced injuries, and then they did it to me, the state, the authorities did that to me again against my will, is just despicable.